and welcome back to my tarot corner. Now, this is the third time that I've started this reading, and I really hope that this time I will be able to do that from beginning till end without any obstructions. It is my birthday today, and I just cannot find 5 minutes to record without getting phone calls in the middle, and then everything that I have filmed all up until now is erased. So, okay, so this reading is around the Crown and Harry. And the Crown has been slammed for the way it portrays the royal family. There has been a screening for reporters. They say that the only person that is not portrayed in a bad light is Harry. And Harry is just not that person. Harry was not an easy child. Harry was the child that was leaning on Diana, and William was the child that Diana was leaning on. Whether or not Harry, I'm sure that Diana loved him to bits, but he was a difficult child. He was not a good student. He was probably having attention deficit disorder, maybe with hyperactivity. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that he received the treatment that he should have received, which is really a shame, because as a pediatrician, I can tell you that we see the results today. People that have attention deficit disorder and are not treated are getting frustrations and feeling not good about themselves all the time. So it's not just the fact that his mother died, it's the fact that he never felt whole. This is how attention deficit disorders children are feeling. And I can tell you that one child very close to home said once, I feel that there are 3 children inside of me and I cannot be the one that I want to be. And this is, as the psychiatrist told me, the most precise way of describing attention deficit disorder. And a child that is not receiving the proper treatment when he's small and even later on is growing up to become a very angry and frustrated adult. And I believe that this is part of Harry's problem. But if we're going back to the Crown, apparently the Crown has been really graphic in the way that it portrays Diana. It's going to be very graphic in the way that it portrays Diana's death, in a way that even the minister that was near Diana in her deathbed slammed the Crown, and Harry doesn't say a word. So, moreover, when he was with James Corden, he said that he enjoys the Crown. He even gave the Crown some kind of credibility, saying that it is a lot closer to life than it is. So is it something that Harry had made this agreement with Netflix, and because of that he's not being slammed? And he is being portrayed in such a great light. So is it that? So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to do an SOS reading and ask whether or not Harry is the one who has made this agreement with the devil. And then I'm going to ask to do a mini Celtic cross reading and see how he really feels about the Crown. So let's hope for no phone calls that will come in. I did close my phone for incoming calls, but sometimes it just doesn't help. Okay, so let's start with clearing the deck. Okay, so let's start asking. Oh, sorry, didn't say my disclaimer, so I will go on shuffling while I'm saying. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourself. So let's start asking. So did Harry make a contract with the Netflix that he will not slam the crown in return for his image kept white or not tarnished by the crown? Did Harry get an agreement with Netflix that for his silence, Netflix will portray him in a better light? Is this why he is being portrayed better than the rest of his family? Okay. So in SOS readings, I'm cutting once and I'm taking 3 cards. And the answer is in the main card, and the answer that I'm getting is the Hermit. Okay, so the Hermit is a no card. It is a card, but it is what we need. It's not a straight no card. It is a card of no, but it is mostly a message card. Like all major arcanas, none of the major arcanas are clear yes or no, but we need to look into the interpretation of this card in order to realize whether or not it did make that contract. Now, the Hermit speaks about a person who is willing to do whatever it takes to get to the truth. This is a card of someone who is doing a soul searching, someone who is going through stages, and the stages are having a goal, then having a patience and meditating about the looking within in order to find the answers, and then with watching, with solitude, with studies, being able to find the answer. So first of all, it is mostly a no card because it is a card of solitary, of feeling alone. But we need to look at the cards in the sides to decide completely whether it's yes or no. So let's see this card, because the Hermit is going towards this way, and here we get the 10 of C. 10 of C, it's the 10 of Cups. This is a wishes coming true card. So this card reflects positively on the... Sorry, I had to pause for a moment because Rosie came back. Okay, so as I said, the 10 of Cups is a very positive card. It's a card of wishes coming true. It is a card of a happy family, and it reflects in a positive way on the Hermit. So if we're looking at this card, the Hermit is looking at the happy family. He's looking at the wishes coming true. This is what Harry wants. This is what he really wants. And this is why he is doing whatever he is doing. So he's looking at the happy family, and the happy family doesn't have to be the happy royal family, but his own family. So he very much might have signed this contract in order to receive his wishes coming true. But still, let's look at the other side. And the other side is Sky Tom. And Sky Tom, that is the Prince or the Page of Swords. Page of Swords, that is a card of that is the journalist card. This is the card of someone who is slicked tongue, someone who is very good in communication, but also conniving, also someone who is someone who is very easily reading that is looking at his real feelings about the crown. But what I can tell you is that he is ambiguous. He's not really sure on whether or not he wanted to have this kind of agreement. On one side, he had this page of swords that is telling him this is something that you can lie in order to have the 10 of cups. You can agree for those lies to be told in order to get the 10 of cups. But the hermit himself is a no card. It is a person that he wants the truth. He doesn't want the lies. So this is a card that shows us that Harry is actually torn inside. He is really torn inside about this. So let's see what does the mini Celtic will tell us about Harry's real feelings about the crown, and maybe that will give us a clearer answer on whether or not he decided to do that, agree to be silent in return for keeping his image. So let's see, because I mean, things like that always come out, and then you look worse than you did from the beginning. So this is really dumb to do something like that. I mean, if you do that and people do find out, then how can you look at yourself even? Okay, so let's clear the deck once again. And let's start asking. So how does Harry really feel about the crown, the way it portrays his mother's death, the way it portrays his father, his brother, his grandmother? How does Harry really feel about the crown? Does Harry feel that getting his image cleaned is a good price to pay for his silence? Did he want to slam the crown? How does Harry really feel about the crown and the way it portrays his family? Okay, so let's cut it in the middle. And the first card is the card that shows us the situation or his real feelings, let's say it that way, or the feelings that he's aware of. And we get the Four of C. So he is full of doubts. The Four of C, Four of Cups, this is a card of someone who is doubtful, someone who is not sure that he's doing the right thing. This is this is quite a bad card. This is, but mostly a message card. And it shows us a person that is full of doubt, that is losing faith. And faith, the losing of faith here can be towards the royal family or regarding Netflix and his contract with Netflix and his assurance that he will get what he wants from Netflix, and that in the end it will all be okay. So he's full of doubts, and because of that he's acting in the wrong way. So this card is actually showing us that he's doing the wrong thing, and the wrong thing is to endorse the crown in return for to keep his image clean. This card is only adding to the possibility that he did do that contract. This card shows that he's doubting himself for doing that. But this is a card of someone who is doing the wrong thing, someone who is not seeing reality as it is, someone who has trust issues, someone who listens to gossip with malice, someone who listens to the wrong advice, someone who has tendency tendency to allow the wrong things. So this is what we get here. This is what he did. He allowed the wrong thing to be done. He allowed Netflix to do a graphic portrayal of his mother's death. He allows Netflix to make money of his mother's death. This is a person that has done the wrong thing. Right now, he is self-doubting. He's also doubting the card of the fact that the whole agreement with Netflix. This is a card of loneliness. As you can see, the cat here is very lonely. And it goes very well with the hermit. And the hermit is a lonely person. So Harry is lonely. Harry is feeling an outsider. This is a card of someone who is mentally unstable. This is a card of someone who's depressed, someone who's afraid of abandonment. And this is something that went... So this fear of abandonment is causing him to let Meghan call the shots. And it shows that he lacks desire. He really doesn't know how to pull himself forward. So this card shows how terrible he feels. He feels terrible about himself for allowing this to happen, and he's doubting everything in his life right now. He feels really, really lonely. Okay, the next card is the card of the things that are his obstacles, the things that are crossing him. And the card that I'm getting here is the Tower. Okay, so if we thought that the Four of Cups is a bad card, the Tower is even worse. And the Tower shows that if he's doubtful about his life, the Tower is a warning card that tells him your life is built on very unstable foundations. And I've been getting the Tower card with the Sussexes so many times that I actually did a whole reading about the Tower card and its meaning with the Sussexes. This card is showing a person who is building his tower on very, very loose foundations. Someone who everything might fall apart in the smallest thunderstorm. In the smallest wind will topple everything down. This is a card of someone who is running forward and has the tendency to lose everything because of that. Someone who is not making the right contract, someone who is betraying his family, everyone. This is a card of divorce, and I've been getting that over and over about them. And lately there were more rumors of a possible separation, and some people said that it might be a way of promoting the book. I believe that their relationship is very much very, very shaky, and this is only giving me more and more let's say, more positivity about that. So this is a card of someone who is being reckless, someone who is self-destructive, someone who is made errors, someone who is superficial, someone who is not attentive to details. So when he made that contract with Netflix, and I think that we can say quite positively by now that he did make that contract with Netflix, he did not look on the details. He did not look specifically to see what Netflix is going to do. And because of that, right now, he's doubting whether or not that was the right thing to do. But right now, he's unable to do to take it back. So this is a card of self-destruction, and this is his main obstacle, his tendency for self-destruction. Okay, the next card is his hidden influences, or what is in the basis of everything, and why did he decide to do that? So the basis is the Four of Earth. Four of Earth, Four of Pentacles. This is a card of someone who feels threatened. This is something that he's not aware of. Okay, and when when a person is feeling threatened and is acting because of that, in a way that he's adhering to everything that he has right now because he's afraid that things might be taken away from him, he ends up in the Five of Earth. Now, this is the second four card, and fours are the first action that comes in the second cycle. This is a card of a person who is building foundations. Both fours are. This is about building foundation. This is about a new beginning, a new experience. And both of these cards are showing us that that he's building his foundations on very, very weak foundation. So he's unable to actually build the foundations. This is a card of someone who needs to look at the whole pictures, and I'm talking about all fours, yes. But as I said, the Four of Earth and the Four of Pentacles shows us that in his back of his mind, he feels threatened, and he's not reading the map correctly. And this is another card of someone who is conducting himself in the wrong way. And this is probably because of a non-existent threat. He is stuck. He's not advancing forward. He's repeating himself. He's actually boring himself. This is a card of someone who is a bigot, someone who is afraid that someone else is better, and this is a card of someone who is jealous, and he wants to become his brother, but he can't. And this is a card of someone who feels that he is not good enough, is possessive, is not stable financially, he's cheap, and he's really scared. This is a card of someone who's really, really scared. Okay, what is in his higher self, his, let's say, his super ego? What is in his mind, the scratch that is there and is making him act in the way that he does? And the card that I'm getting is the Eight of Fire. Eight of Fire, that's the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a card of swift and velocity. This is a card of someone who wants to be in the right place at the right time. This is what this card is all about. This is a card that speaks about getting out of the comfort zone. This is a card of someone who is acting fast, someone who feels that he has the necessary qualifications. But it is also a card of someone who is blind in his love life. Someone who, let's say, ready to embark on something else. This is a person that is very, very good in communication. This is a person who is actually writing, and this is the person who is waiting for a book to come out. And when I did the reading about the book, the card that I got was the Eight of Fire. This is why I agree with Piers Morgan that at least for the first few days, this book will be successful. It will reach even the bestseller lists. Because most of the people that will spend the money for it are people that are just curious to read what he has to say. So this is what he wants. This is what his conscious mind thinks that is driving him. This is his super ego. So he's neglecting all of these cards. And once again, because we got the Tower, this card is badly aspected, and it shows that he's acting too fast, that he's making mistakes, that he's reckless. because he's acting too fast. He finds it difficult to cope with pressure. This is a person with adjustment difficulties, and this is a card of a jealous person. Quarrels. So altogether, his jealousy, his tendency to feel that he's undeserving, to feel that he is less than his brother, all of these threatening cards, his doubts, his feelings of threat, and the fact that his foundations are really very weak. All of these cards are just showing us that as much as he wants to be in the right place at the right time, and as much as he wants things to happen fast, he's being reckless and he's doing mistakes. So this is another card that shows us that, yeah, he did the wrong thing. He sold his soul to the devil. Okay, next card is the past, and the past is the things that he's been doing up until today that are not helping him. And the past is a negative card because these are things that he should stop doing. And what I'm getting here is the Earth King. The Earth King, that is the King of Pentacles. And this is the person that really is able to control the material world. This is a person that has an independent career, someone who is able to be independent financially, all the things that Harry wants to be, all the things that he's striving for, the things that he should let go. These are the things that he needs to realize that he's unable to do them. This card is showing us that he's stubborn, that he is conservative, that he is over materialistic. This is another card of a bigot. This is a card of someone who is fanatic, insensitive, a person that doesn't care for his family. And when I'm talking about family, I mean his bigger family. He is sacrificing his family. This is what he has been doing all along. This is what he needs to stop if he wants to grow. Okay, next card is what can we see about the future, and the future is the Nine of Earth. Now, this card is badly aspected because of all of the bad cards that came beforehand. Now, but it's still a very good card. So, as I said before, I believe that he will be getting a lot of money for his book. I believe that his book will succeed, at least at the beginning. His book will get to the bestseller list, at least at the beginning. So I do believe that the book will succeed. This is what this card is showing us. But once again, this card is a card of over perfectionism, over materialism, a person that needs to prove himself. And this is another one of his motives, that because he feels so insecure, because he knows that he is not equal to his brother, because he's jealous. He needs to prove himself. He wants to prove to the world how capable he is. And this is another card of a person who is restless and expecting success to come with no effort. So altogether, this is a great card. It shows that he will get the money that he's striving for, but it all comes from the wrong decisions and wrong actions. So this is why it will be a short-lived success. It's not something that he can build upon for long term. And as many people said, the only currency that they have is their grievances about the royal family. And this is something that is limited. And after they finish telling them story in the 100th time, then people will not want to listen any longer. And as Meghan's podcasts are becoming more and more boring, so will both of these of the both of them. So in previous reading, when I started this video and was abruptly cut, I did get a card of a lover's card in the in this instead of the tower, which showed me that the best way for him to go further and go to advance in life and get out of the hermit stage that he is right now was to give away his titles, to give up his titles. And by giving up his titles, cutting away the umbilical cord that still ties him to the family, he needs to find him, to reinvent himself as the citizen Henry Mountbatten Windsor, who is not part of the royal family, who is not building himself upon the royal family and his past grievances, because this is a limited thing. He will not be able to go on with that. This is not something that can last for years and years to come. So this is the tarot, and the oracle deck is the ask and it is given card, which is actually an affirmation cards. And it is for us and for the royal family on how to deal with the shenanigans of the Sussexes and what can we do that is a positive message for us and for the royal family on dealing with the toxic duo. So let's start by shuffling it and a moment. Okay, and then clear the deck. This is a two-sided card deck. So one side has the main message, and then behind we see the rest of the message. That one card here is the other way around. Okay, so let's start asking. So what kind of message can I give the royal family and ourselves in dealing with Harry, Meghan, and Netflix? What can the royal family look to in the future? How can they deal with Harry, Meghan, Netflix, the crown, and everything that is in their way of success? Okay, so the card that I'm getting is another reversed card. Okay, this is just a card, and what I'm getting here is my life is supposed to be fun. Okay, so this is a funny card, a fun card, not a funny card, I'm sorry. Be easy about all of this. Life is supposed to be fun, you know. It is Abram's powerful desire that you return to your state of self-appreciation. We want you to feel love for your life, for the people of your world, and most of all, for yourself. There is great love here for you. Now, I have to tell you that in the previous reading that I did, I got the same card. Because when the universe wants a message to be given, it is the same message. And this is a message about having love in our lives, in the royal family lives. It's about being easy, taking things in an easy way, and the way that the royal family actually is dealing with the crown. As I understand that when the person that is playing Charles in the crown is connected to one of Charles's charities, and he offered his resignation when he got that part, and Charles refused that, and he said, you feel free to do your job in the way that you do that. It has nothing to do with it, with our work together. And I commend Charles for doing that, because this shows greatness of mind. This shows ability to accept things and to see things in a clear way without being vengeful. So this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.